Welcome to a return to Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, after a rather prolonged absence of about 2 months since we last progressed in this game. This is, I believe, video segment number 13, and it's been a very heavily interrupted experience. We've actually been on this game for nearly 5 months now, starting in late November, whereas with a game of this length, we put in about 50 hours so far, I think. We would usually just cram it in the space of a month, but like I said, it's been a heavily interrupted experience, and that's okay because we've been meaning to return to it for some time and just relearn it and mop up what we can. When we last left off, if I can remember the button for the map, we were at 89.66% according to the save file when I loaded in, so about 90%, and we had unlocked what seems to be the area leading up to the final boss, as far as we know. Although sometimes this is a game that has a way of expanding on us. Rather than progress there directly, though, obviously after about 2 months off, we do need to relearn a few things about how everything works and get some muscle memory back in the system. And so, my intention today, just to get back into the swing of things, was to get back into the challenge rooms, if I can find them, the Divine Trials, which I later learned were actually post-game challenges that were patched in. Not post-game, post-launch challenges, I should say, that were patched in. We had originally dug into them pretty much immediately when progressing through the game, and discovered that I was much more proficient at the platforming and with the gears inside the head here, the puzzle platforming, than I was at any of the combat, and so in fact we haven't actually completed any combat challenges yet. And of course there are some optional hard modes of some of the early bosses in the game after that. Now, what the idea was going to be for today was to return to some of the combat challenges because they scale your abilities and your power back to early game levels. So for example, this one reduces your life bar back down to 4. We'd originally taken on this challenge in my second ever sitting with the game, again way back in November, 4.5 months ago as of this stream. And of course, we, at that point, didn't really notice the change in power level because I was sitting on 4 life bar segments and the equivalent traversal powers anyway. And we could not complete that. We spent about an hour on it, which is not very much, but decided to return to it much later. Well, now is much, much later. And we might as well practice on it just to get used to mechanics again in a sort of simplified setting and work our way back up to the more advanced traversal powers that we've unlocked at the end of the game, so we don't get too many of them already baked into muscle memory when we're trying to take on the early game content. So we're going to make another series of attempts here at Time is Currency. Again, I did not manage to complete this after about an hour of attempts originally, but by the standards of this game, that isn't too bad. We have had bosses previously that have taken me 2 to 3 hours of attempts. And so yeah, we are incidentally playing on the hero difficulty. There are tons of difficulty sliders that are very granular in this game, but we're playing on the preset that is 1 level above normal. I don't know how much of an effect that has on the challenges, given that the challenges seem to be standardized when it comes to player power. But regardless, we're going to just dive in here and see if we can make any headway with it now that we're much more familiar with the game, or so we think, because we have so much rust to shake off. Time is currency. So this starts you on a 25-second timer, but you extend the timer by defeating enemies, so you do need to be very quick about the kills, which is not something that we're necessarily very well practiced in. So let's just try to get this back in order and try to relearn the game, basically. Yeah, okay. Oh, I have to remember, I don't have to double jump. That's something that we've become so accustomed to, even though it actually comes fairly late in this game's progression. I actually wonder if, despite the lowered health pool and limited abilities, I am on my sort of unupgraded attack power. Seems like I am. For flying enemies, we should really be using. Let's potion up just because this series of attempts will not really be a win, I think. Very unlikely. I remember the poison dart's a big problem, but we just parry them away, and then, yeah, we're going to run out of time here, even if we do manage to get some kills here. But, yeah, poison is a massive issue. Then, is this healing circle that I have here? Let me check here. It is. We shouldn't be using it, of course, because we should be using the attack ability whenever we can, just to save time. And yeah, we're going to lose the time because, once again, just want to get the abilities under our fingers again. Yeah. Again, no double jump. I really have to remember that because we do have a tendency to spam double jump like crazy. Okay. And then, yeah, once again, double jump being a bit of a bad habit here. We can just interrupt those quickly. Interrupt those quickly, too. We also have to remember not to overcommit the combos too much, I think. And also, I haven't really been using the charge attacks, but... Okay, whoop. Wow, that's sliced already. Yeah, we'll just need to develop a good pattern again. When I tried this originally, we did have a pretty good idea of when to go for which enemies and in what order. Mostly to get around things like the lack of double jump, as I see here already. Okay, and then... Oh, got a little bit chipped there. Okay, we really need to mind their jump. Okay. And then... Yeah, again, we don't really need to do too much manual aiming with the arrows here because the game has a pretty good auto-acquire when you just aim very approximately with range attack. And it does have a little bit of a homing aim assist of sorts. And sometimes we often forget that and overcomplicate aim. This guy will just try to chop quickly because I'd rather do it that way. Okay, shields. Let's just chop them from under if we can. Oh. Yeah, we don't want to hit into the shields, but if we're slightly behind them, then it's behind their protective box. We want to be up at about 30 seconds at this point now. As you can see, I'm very low in health. One hit will pretty much finish me here. Unless, of course, we manage to get healing circle in, but you know what? Let's just chop them. And just simplify things if we can. Try to get the super counter here. Okay, good. We have a little bit of minor health replenishment. 20 seconds remain. And then parry that way. Nope, whoops, I was trying to use the power here, but forgot that it was on cooldown. because the cooldown on the level 1 power is actually quite extensive. Usually, charging up power quickly enough is really not the issue with it. It's just... Whoop. Okay, poison is being an issue here. It's more remembering that there is a cooldown, and because it is going to be outpaced by the actual power replenishment, usually. And we're still on cooldown, so let's not get too ambitious with these guys up top. Whoop, no, again, too much of a double jump habit as we try to get up that wall. Pretty good that we got to that round already, though. On my original series of attempts, I remember I had quite a bit of trouble just getting there quickly enough. Didn't manage to get the parry there, but we're out of the enemy's range. Okay. And we'll just interrupt these ranged attacks whenever we can. Oh. Alright. Okay, we do need, once again, to try to... Yeah, we definitely don't have the upgrades when it comes to attack power, I think, because otherwise I just one-shot those. Okay. Oh, no, total whiff. Total whiff, which is a waste of the power meter and the cooldown, for that matter. Yeah. Oh, nope. Managed to block the first one, forgot it was a double shot. Try to chop them together whenever we can. Okay. Getting into a good position there early is definitely something that matters. And then, again, there is a little bit of light replenishment from some of the later enemies that we take down, I think. But... Oh, whiff. Again, we don't want to use it on that guy anyway. We want to save it for the ones that have deadlier attacks. Yeah, a bit sloppy after a pretty reasonable second attempt or so, I think. Counter. Yeah, we're a little better than that. At that, rather than we used to be. Oh, a lot of whipping here. Nope, tried to block that, and that was not going to go. Oh. Again, this reliance on double jump that I have ingrained in me is a huge problem. Okay, get more arrows. Oh, yeah, the poison is a huge problem as well. It's usually one of the biggest sources of damage that we need to deal with. Nope, block timing was off. The timing was way off. Yeah, I remember the poison dart there really finishing me off in any early attempts. Again, oh, this guy's way out of position. They're really a number on our time here. Luckily, we're in position for that guy. Counter and chop. Okay. So yeah, we haven't really been able to shoot those very accurately. Okay. Oh. Nope, missed. Once again, yeah, and that fell apart completely. If we had managed to get the deflection down accurately, that would have been a very quick finish that time on that round of the fight. So it's 10 waves, I think. Or at least that's what we estimated. I haven't really been counting. Okay, it was a little more accurate that time. Okay. Yeah, you see, this is... Yeah, we need to figure out a method here for that round. I think previously I got up into the air a fair bit earlier, just to get out of the way of the lion down below and get right into containing the aerial attacks from up top. Okay. Okay, good block there. Okay. Yeah, it burned a lot of arrows, a lot more than I would have been comfortable with, but... Yeah, not great, but... As long as we get out of the way of the poison darts... Nope. We did not get out of the way of poison darts. Missed. Totally whiffed on this guy. That's alright. We've been a little over-reliant in using that anyway. And yeah, because of his very wide sweep, that also hits in the back. That's the issue with him. Otherwise, we should actually be using the shield break with these guys. Just had some cooldown right now. We absolutely should be saving shield break for these ones. In fact, I think that's really been a weakness of ours that we haven't been into. Would be nice to catch them both there, but in the absence of doing so, we'll just take this instead. Oh, a little far away for that. Yeah, well, time is actually a bit of an issue in this round right now. But we got to juggle. My power's still on a pretty deep cooldown at the moment. Yeah, not killing these nearly fast enough, though. Okay, shouldn't have burned on this guy. And double poison dart this time. Luckily, they don't hit them off screen. And we just kept the pressure. Pressure. 10 seconds here. Yeah, we're a bit delayed here, but... Okay. Nope. Actually, that worked out well. Except we got sniped. Yeah, sloppy, but we got surprisingly far considering how sloppy that was. Taking too long to dispatch those. Now, being on the upper level to start on this round is very, very good. Much, much better, in fact. I think Poison Dart probably has to go first in this round, but... Yeah, I have to contain it first. Oh, missed. Totally with the block there. Oh, nope. Well, that was a waste. Considering the idea was to chop him down really quickly. Also, we should have remembered to save it for the shield guys. I've been able to get around them. Flank properly. Got a knockdown. Good. Nope. These ones have a pretty clear parry window, we just haven't been able to catch it. Okay. Big attack here is on cooldown. Okay. Should have saved it for the big guy later, actually, but there's a poison darts. Nope. Yeah, we really need to deflect these. That's really the only way. Otherwise, they get me into tons of trouble. Nope. Wow, completely with one of the easiest attacks to telegraph. Okay. Might as well contain one down there just to reduce issues. Taking too long here. But yeah, finishing up top for that round is much better. Up against the wall and then just chop, chop, chop. Oh. Again, these ones do so much incoming damage. Okay, let's pursue. Nope. Just totally out of position this time. Flanked every time that is backing up against me here. The knockdowns have really not been efficient. Didn't work out at all. It's funny that we're so reliant on double jump now, considering that the double jump, as I said before, comes very late in the progression of this game relative to most games of this genre. And so, you know, for most of the game, we've learned to live without it just fine. Whoa. Yeah, again, have to finish on the upper level. In a round previous to that, we have to keep that in mind. Okay. Oh, I missed. What a whip. Okay. No, just a bit of a disaster attempt this time. We'll need to heal up already, I think. Nope, missed. Again, we absolutely have to get the block onto poison. It's something I remember discovering was an absolute must in that whole sequence. Sometimes they do an early attack on me, sometimes they don't. No. Taking way too long on this one. Wasted some arrows too, which is really not ideal. Nope. But you can't whiff that much. Didn't actually intend to use it on this guy, but we'll take it. Okay. Yeah, again, we really had to back out against that guy, I think. Actually, a back dodge against him. The thing is, you don't dodge through, you dodge backwards against him, and then you get back in. Because otherwise, yeah. Yikes. Into problems, and then... Okay, shield break on these two should be pretty good, actually. Very efficient. Oh, missed. Okay, got the block timing there at least. And got some health replenishment going on that. Yep, ranged is not a bad idea here, I feel. Although we're pretty low on arrows now. Just get them out quickly. Although the poison guys are, as usual, going to be a nuisance. And look at that. Nope. Yeah, poison is easily the hardest thing to deal with here. Oh, wow, whiff. Totally missed the timing there. It's already a blown attempt, really. At a pretty severe damage disadvantage compared to usual. Yeah. I'll just contain this as best as we can. That's sort of interesting that when you kill one like that, it doesn't spawn to poisoner at all, actually. It just spawns to duplicate. Actually, if you do a full slide against him, against the attack where you're supposed to dodge, then you don't get hit by the backswing, but it's pretty difficult to catch that. Oh, I don't have enough power. But we already burned it. Got that, actually. That's because we just haven't been playing well enough to build the meter. Yeah, you can swipe them from below behind the shield at a bit of a diagonal behind the shield, then you get knocked down pretty easily. Oh, a little out of range for a block. Health is not in the best state here. But yeah, just try to contain the poisoners quickly. And that seems to be the ideal way to do this. Oh, let's just get them now. We're probably going to die. But the important thing is we'll live to fight another day. We needed to deflect as many of those attacks as possible. They don't really fire at you from off screen that much, I think. Yeah. I think that must be the final phase. And we should go for the small ones first, I think, but and buy as much time as we can for the big guy while letting the power cool down. But it's hard to make that call sometimes on a moment's notice. Nope. Okay, get this one against the wall. Oh. Try to deflect against him early, but... yeah, if you don't snipe him early, then you get Poisoner as his companion. I actually don't remember the official names for any of these enemies. Oh, no, that's not blockable. Red flash, red flash. And nope, got hit on the backswing. Yeah, that's why I don't like dealing with dodging that pattern. I prefer to just cut through those guys with the power. But then it means we can't use the power as a shield breaker against the shields, which is a huge time saver. Surprisingly clean this time. Oh, you poison the enemies, you see, they go down quickly. And even remotely, but these ones are, like, they're quick and they poison, and it's just a very deadly mixture. Now we can conserve power against this one. No, yeah, backswing is always an issue. Okay, shield breaker against the shields. Nice and quick. Nope, got chopped. Okay. Cooldown's not up yet. Okay, we'll just try to combo into these ones as quickly as we can. That time. Nope. Yeah, we're probably going to die to poison in this room here, though. It's just... I'll just keep the other one off screen, I guess. Okay. Better, and that we actually block something, but nope, he's still around. Yeah, the poison darts are clearly our biggest weakness. Oh, missed on the attempted double jump again. Yeah. Now we need to remember that we should get up to the upper level for ranged attacks. Spam way too many arrows there, but yeah, just get them against the wall and then finish. You know, again, avoid the poison completely by just defeating the first one like that. It actually does seem to mess up the spawning logic a little bit. Or at least, I don't know how deliberate that is, that the spawning logic can be manipulated in that way. It does seem oddly advantageous to do it. Of course, it means that we don't have the strong attack available for the Axeman there. And I prefer to use it against him, it's just that we need to be much better at the poison defense. Alright. Okay, and then down. Nope, it's the block. How is this guy still alive? That was unusual. Yeah, that's more damage than I would like to take there. Okay. We'll just have to survive the poisoner. And try to get in close and just pressure him. Nope. Nope. Not the right approach. Bad start already. Yeah, they're way too spread out. You need them to be together. This is already, time-wise, a bit of a blown attempt, I think. Too slow. Now, we generally want to get rid of the ranged attackers before they get in the grenades, because that's what creates a bit of a zoning issue, and then... Again, I need to let up on the stick and just let the auto-aim do its thing, because manual aim actually misses. Okay, this one first. It has to go first. Again, I think it's a bit of a time savings if you do in fact manage to get the poison deflected accurately. But we did not manage to get poison deflected accurately, so that's all academic to us here. Okay, come on. Get in position. Problem is, if you're against a shield, then you don't get to knock down, and then you get into a bit of trouble. But we're very accurate. They luckily don't sustain much damage or going down. Now, do I get to catch a bunch of them in the counter here? Not really. Yeah, I just wanted better attempts we had so far. Still full health on the first potion. But of course, once we get to the poisoners, that can fall apart pretty quickly, so we shouldn't be too complacent here. Speaking of poisoners, yeah, those are the ones. Yeah, you see, fell apart really, really quickly. Nope, facing the wrong way for the deflection, and then that's what happens. Yeah, it is take you down immediately. That was actually the best attempt yet, until we got to that bit with the poison. It was very clean up to that point, actually. It needs to be that clean. Do we have to get it clear here? Okay. Again, let the auto aim do its thing. Pressure the poisoner as soon as we can. Nope, missed it. Nope. It's okay. Nope. Bit of a whiff there, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, just 6 arrows there. Well, the trick, I think I fired 7 actually, but was it 6 shots or only 5? Nope. Once again, yeah, if poison goes down quickly, then the room goes down quickly. Okay. Got some heals out of that at least. Pressure him quickly. Okay, got 1 knockdown. Good. Good. Yeah, both knockdowns. And we just juggle there. And then goes down nicely. Whoa, okay. That was not great. Nope, missed a block. We need to heal. Nope, just try to catch them Go quickly. This is a bit of just a quick damage test. Nope, nope, poison. Nope, more poison. Wow, those are so irritating. Okay, actually got double deflection in it. Nope, I missed. Okay. Nope, actually was out of range for the parry that time. Second time lucky. Come on. Oh, I missed a spawn. That's unusual. Started swiping a little too early there. Okay, this was messy. Messy start. Yeah, very messy start given that we don't have the usual aerial advantage that we have here. Okay. Again, Poisoner has to go down first. Must remember that. Whoop. And no, he just decided to swipe me in melee anyway. Okay, so... that did not go well. Alright. Let's try it again. I've been getting the spinny attack a little more than usual. It's not usually a combo routine here so much, but we actually should be using it much more heavily. Nope. Yeah, again, we're too low starting in this room. No, we have to start on top for this wave. Too many issues if we don't start in the top. Let's just blow the attempt and revise the approach. Far too many issues. We'll play that way. I mean, he just chooses not to attack me. We can't exactly deflect now, can we? Okay. Block there. Very satisfying, in fact. Oh, nope. Got to start up high. Yeah, it's a total mess if you don't start up high. Could be worse. Actually, similar health and arrow counts as we would usually expect going into this room, so... not altogether as bad as it could be. Got that guy down quickly, so we can just focus down. Poisoner actually pretty clean in this area, we just didn't drop him down very quickly. Okay. Burn it. Chase. Good. Knock down if we can get it. And juggle. Good. Nope. Missed the block. Missed the block again. Well, we're standing a little far. Okay, that was better. We really do need the health replenishment here, though. Nice to have full power for this, at least. Yeah, the power does have to be used defensively, though. Okay. Keep the other one off screen if we can. Okay. Nope. We just need to keep moving sometimes, I think. Let's see these ones. Yeah, good. Nope. Oh, that fell apart quickly. I was trying to get into a safe position there for a potion, but that did not go. It was good up until that point, actually. That was a reasonable attempt. That once again fell apart on the double poisoner. Just that they are very swift, so, you know, even if you do approach them, it's pretty hazardous. Okay. A bit slow here. Nope. Just way too slow, just way out of position. Okay. Spent too many arrows, but we'll replenish them. I haven't been using arrows that heavily past this point, so we should get a bullet back by the time we're in a situation where we need ranged attacks. Oh, too long on this guy. Which means we need to deal with poison. Nope, missed. Whiffed every block there. And of course he just chops you down to almost no health if you do that. Play quite that poorly. Are we in range? We should be. No. Down. Okay, juggle. Juggle 1, I guess. Juggle 2. No. Yeah, we're so infinitesimally down on health, this is not going to go. Slice. And upstairs. Okay. 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 Nope. I was trying to jump this guy in. That did not go. At all. Dropped a little bit of health at least. Nope, missed. Big miss there. It was such an easy tell, too. Nope, that one, too. Okay, got one of them at least. Yeah, that was played much too poorly, though, to last for very long with that many misses. Nope, missed. Head start already. Still recoverable, just less than ideal. Okay. Nope. Oh, and I'm out of arrows on this roll. So yeah, we spent too many. That wasn't going to go. Sometimes you just know it's not going to be the attempt. Nope, missed. Starting to slip on the easy stuff. That's what happens, of course, sometimes after. Yeah. Rough patch of the grind. Overcommitting to a lot of these attacks, actually, I think. Yeah, there's got to be a faster way to lock that one down, too. Nope, missed. And yeah, just caught right in between if you miss even one of those blocks. Have to catch every poison block, I think, to really play this properly. Oop. That was a little off the usual, But actually that worked out to my advantage. Okay. Lock him down before poison becomes an issue. A little bit slow in this segment, but we're actually doing very well in terms of resources, so I'm not going to complain too much. Again, it can go down quickly, very quickly, with just a minor error in timing like we saw there. We really need to juggle these together to really be in a reasonable position for what comes next. At least we do get a little bit of replenishment here. Yeah, just having a little bit of trouble in some of the chasing here. Just whiffing on the easy stuff. On the really easy stuff. Wow, on the really easy stuff. Okay, let's just kill him. I'm not dealing with but these guys for that matter. Oh. Nope, missed every block. And of course that chops us down to almost no health. Okay, and then we have the last one to deal with here. Down in time, down in health, not in great shape. Okay, let's just do something about him first. No, oh yeah, because the stump kind of blocks you from being able to dodge through. I don't really remember how to deal with them. They were such an early game enemy. But essentially, one of the things that we really have to constantly keep in mind with this game is that enemies with forward-facing shields actually block any kind of dodge roll, which is something that is sort of unusual to the genre, I think. And unusual to dodge roll mechanics and side-scrollers in general, which, you know, it's intuitive, it makes sense, it's just something that runs into trouble with mechanical memory from other video games. Okay, I actually got it for one. Nope, missed a second volley. Have to chase. Get a little bit of replenishment. Every juggle. Oh, wow, missed the block. Missed an easy block. I think I might have been facing the wrong way for that one. Nope. Well, that's what happens when you just blindly dive without seeing if the enemy is actually there. Okay. Nope. Not many things to watch here if you're starting that wave on ground level. Okay, again, pressure this guy first. Has to be done. Okay, good. You have to be very quick about dashing into him afterwards, or he does get to swipe on him. Oh, oh, whiffing all of the knockdowns here. That's really awful, actually. There we go. Oh my god. That setup that we were looking for. Getting health in return, though. So we can hold off on potion. Like to hold off. And just get as much natural replenishment as we can. Yeah, just not get chipped down by little guys. Okay. Nope. They hit so hard in melee too. Oh, just kill him. Missed the block. Missed the block. Missed every block. We're still on the first potion. That's okay. Could have been so much worse. Okay, it is possible to dodge free. These guys get 15 seconds. That's good, actually. Okay, triple dodge. Oh, missed. Completely missed a parry. It's kind of critical to get there. 20 seconds. How much do we have to deal with past this point? Did we win? We won. Okay. Actually, didn't take too long. It's, well, I mean, took us about an hour worth of attempts. An hour's worth of attempts. And, yeah, kind of equivalent to the time we put in last time, except now we're much more familiar with the game, and I think combat challenges that are not under time pressure are likely to go much better. I kind of figured that was the last wave. I didn't know, up until this point, that the enemies there would give that much bonus time. And yeah, it is much more efficient to go for the casters in the last wave because they give 15 apiece and go down much more easily. So in spite of whiffing the very critical parry on the big guy, we made it through. Alright, time for more combat. Same powers as before, still same life bar as before. Foes have magical shields. Oh. Charged attack, which I've barely used in the entire game. I guess we actually have to set this up properly then. Yeah, that's the forward spin. I have almost never used this in the game except to break down some doors. So this will be all about the setup, I think. Yeah, because you have to basically get into a safety position. Also, I don't have my double jump, first of all, and I was expecting to have my air dash for some reason, and I think you just need to make sure you block them. If you parry, then you can kind of do a defensive stun, and okay. And you can just kind of back out, and then you can kill them. Okay. And the shield does recharge, it seems. Okay, and then you still need to fight them normally. That's okay, because we can do it patiently. And get the shield break. Okay. Not too bad so far. The little minions just need some space to run. Not good. Also, we have no potion this time. Okay, slice through. Okay. Ranged enemies, yeah, we'll just need to defend. Yeah. If you block, then at least it stalls them. Given the health pool here, I'm not expecting great things, but yeah, that's the thing. You really do need a good defensive position to get into the charge. Now, that was further than I expected given the overall sloppiness of the attempt. Well, that was a bad start already. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, we've just been interrupted all over here. Okay. That was already a bad start. Yeah. So we got to what, wave 4 on the least sloppy attempt so far? Yeah, we set up for the first charge. And just knock him down quickly. And just bait him in. Give him some distance. Once we have more enemies on the screen, we can't play quite that defensively, but you can just hold the charge for as long as you need, except, of course, their attack pattern continues even after you get the shield break, so that's kind of a critical thing to remember here. Oh, and the shield does come back, almost. Also, you do get healing pool here, don't you? Or, no, that's the upward attack. It's the... Let's see. And, only Pavir, welcome. Did I pronounce that at all accurately? Okay. Oh. Yeah, no. It fell apart. Okay, let's charge up for the left side first. And then shop him. Yeah, we just need to find, you know, a method for each wave. That's really all there is to it. This is more like a puzzle sequence in some ways. As long as we control the spawns. Yeah, we dodge out of that. Whoop. Back up out of the red attack. Again, we're not under time pressure here. We can actually build up. Yeah, so we're actually on a maximum of 1 on the power meter here, so we should occasionally use the upward swipe, which I actually barely ever equip in the course of this game, so... Okay. Took a little bit of health damage here. Also, am I able to reverse direction out of the charge attack? Let's... Oh, let's not test it here while we're being swiped. Okay, I have to watch the backswing. Okay, let's charge up. And, oh, watch out for the backswing, like we said. Okay, left side. Oh, no. That was insufficient damage. Well, I guess we got the shield down at least. Okay, let's just cut into him this way. Okay, and just make sure we dodge the backswing. And then get out, get out. And that was not sufficiently out. Oh, nope. When he's going for that, we do need to switch to the block, obviously. We usually go left, don't we? Oh, well, that's okay. This actually worked out a bit cleaner. We weren't pressured as much while trying to control the first enemy. So can we, in fact, reverse direction out of the charge? Yes, we can. So it's actually really important information. I just haven't played with a charge attack very much at all. We just lack fluency with some of its nuances. It's a very important nuance that facing direction doesn't actually matter because you can reverse into the attack if you want, which is very critical here. Already making very thorough use of that, in fact. So those ones can basically be one shot if you swipe into them. Oh. Oh, and then, yeah. Bad idea. And then, let's just get him in here. This way. Now we're down by enough that we're gonna have problems, but we're way out of range. Actually, we had a bit of a shockwave out of that worked out in my favor. Yeah, I keep forgetting that there is that shockwave that has that extent to it. Oh. Come on. Here we go. Yeah, we're still on wave 5 of 9, so unless we get some natural health or punishment out of some of these enemies, we're still in a great deal of trouble. Yeah, we are not making sufficient use of the range. Oh, poison. That's terrible, as always. His attack is so quick. Yeah, so again, we can knock down at range. We need to remember that. It actually makes everything much easier if we remember that. I just forgot that the range is so lengthy on that. Because we can stand pretty far away as long as we're not dealing with projectiles then. Although it is blocked with each enemy that you hit, so they do block the charge wave, you don't pierce with it. Good to learn these things so far into this game after having had this mechanic available and relatively unused the whole time. Oh, no. Miscalculated the range there. No. Oh. I was trying to dash out and that was insufficient distance. Okay. Good. And then, yeah, getting enough distance on this guy is actually really pretty critical for success here. Now, of course, when he's at that distance, he practically doesn't see me. Oh, once again, caught by the backswing, which we always know to be a threat. Okay, they're fast. The important thing is just to get out of the way. Might as well just use a charge attack for some of the normal pressure as well. Whoop. Nope. Just whiffed to dodge entirely. Okay. No. Bit of a problem. No, standing way too close. That was bad. You should actually start in a central position for that. Well, shields are down at least. Whoop. The physical shield, not the magical shield, of course. As long as you keep up pressure, they don't seem to recharge too quickly. You did jump the wave that time, though. Oh, overcommitted to the combo there. Nope, standing too close on the spawn. Okay. Yeah, let's just be a little campy here. Charge wave, when he's unshielded, though, doesn't seem to do all that much. Oh yeah, standing too close once again. Pressure. And then just try to get in, put him down. Nope, missed. Nope. Okay, good. Almost got hit by the backswing there, but well, that time we were punished for it. No. Yeah, you can cancel out of the charge with a dodge roll, which is also an important nuance. Our timing is a little off. This one yet I think was wave 5. Well, up to the poison wave, which I think was wave 6. Okay, this attempt has been a mess. Again, we can afford to be patient. Nope. Too close. I have to watch the animation carefully to see what kind of swipe he's doing. Because, of course, the 180 half circle is the thing that really tends to catch us. That did absolutely nothing because he shielded. Nope, standing too close. Yeah, and then that falls apart once you get out of sync with where you need to be. Nope, not quite enough damage there. Okay. It's okay, take your time, take your time. And then we can one-shot him that way. Very convenient timing that time. Worked well for our purposes. Oh, nope, that was off. Rolled it a little too far into it. Okay. All things considered, though, best attempt yet. Good thing we dodged as far as we did that time. I really would have gotten caught by the backswing otherwise. And, oh, this is falling apart anyway, okay. We're doing so well. It was perfect health going wave 4 here. Okay. Yeah, and then we need to basically deflect and then get them on the wind up for the next shot. It's separating the two archers and taking one down first that is going to be essential there, and then we can just try to patiently work the timing on the other one. Yeah, standing too close. Nope. Once again, not enough room behind him to get out of the backswing. Nope. Standing too close to the spawn. Yeah, that set. You really just need to predict the spawn location accordingly. You have to anticipate the spawns. Nope. Okay. That could have been worse. Okay, so we chop down the first one normally because they don't really take much more than one hit. Then cancel that, and then good, get some arrow replenishment out of that as well, which is nice. Okay, and then patiently work this one. Okay, we're taking some damage here, but these ones are, of course, the most irritating enemy in all of the combat challenges possibly in the game. Poison dart enemy. We basically need to get a deflect and just get a good knockdown timing after that. Okay. Nope, I was trying to duck. Just got kicked in the face. In a way, Wave 6, again, is the record so far. We need a much better method against poisoners, I think. It is just a matter of making sure we catch every poison attack. They are so quick on it that the timing for getting the charge down is going to be a little bit exact. The fact that you kind of build up your arrow count from 0 over the course of this fight makes me think that you're going to need to spam projectiles against somebody by the time you get to the end. Because we kind of built up to a tank of, what, 9 out of 10 after the archer round? We haven't been using the arrows, but maybe there's an air round or something at some point, which would definitely present a complication for something that is dependent on the charge wave, which is grounded, as it is. Oh, better get out. Oh, I unshielded him, but I just missed the block. I was trying to unshield into a parry, but got it. That's actually the way you should do it. Unshield him as he's jumping, and then still get the block. Because dispelling the magic shield doesn't do anything to interrupt whatever pattern they're in. And this will do nothing because he's shielded, but he buys us time. Okay. Jumped at the wave in time. Okay, it works again. Watch the timing. Nope. Okay, and snipe one, and then patiently go for the other. And pick up the arrows. 7 out of 10. Okay. About half health. That is, of course, going to be a problem once we get to the poison wave, but nope. Yeah, those two are quite a pair. Just like they were in the previous combat challenge. One of them keeps you busy, the other one just darts you to death. Oh, didn't give enough room for this one. Okay. Nope. Yeah, that was poorly conceived. That was entirely blockable. Nope, trying to do the kind of unshield plus parry timing there, that did not work. This attempt is not going to go, obviously, given our current health pool and the lack of replenishment. Oh, we're committed. Pressure him. Oh, actually, I totally forgot that I had the specials. That is, in fact, what we should use against the Poisoner. We should absolutely use the special against the Poisoner once we get to wave 6. And of course, the meter only goes up to 1, so we are more concerned about the cooldown, I think, than the actual recharge. So if we kind of go for waves 6 and 9 or something, or power usage. And of course, there is the upward swipe power that we've hardly ever used, and I feel like there's going to be some kind of aerial component as we get into later waves, but we haven't seen it yet, so we'll have to see what that's all about. Nope, too close. Yeah, still at very low health, so this attempt will be unlikely, but nope. Like I said, likely. Okay. And just make sure we get well out of range. Nope. And once again, trying to air dash out of that, that did not go. This swipe is just too long range for that. Nope. Again, this swipe, you have to get away from him, not over him. Okay. Ranged attacker. Disable the first one. Oh. Disable the second one. And broke. Bait this one. Okay, Poisoner has to... Oh, I whiffed. I hit the shield break too early. Yeah, because you have to break a shield upon spawn, I did it too early. I'm amazed I'm still alive. Yeah, because, well, doing the charge attack doesn't interfere with doing parry, that's the thing. You have to take advantage of that. Yeah, is that follow-up with the double? That tends to catch me out sometimes. Okay, good. Wave 7, first time I've seen it. And we got poked immediately from below. So we have to watch our feet for that. Possibly start from the lowest level. But that is our first time seeing Wave 7. Nope. Oh. Bad positioning. Yeah, the damage on this attempt has been a little sloppy. on my part. Missed completely there. Yeah, no, this was a bit of a disaster. Just not catching the right spawn timing and not catching the right parry timing. This is going to be a mess. Let's just give it up and try again. Okay. Wait. Yeah, way out of the way. We have to back out against an attack. We have to remember that. No, back out against it. Otherwise it just sends you flying. And flying. Yeah, no. Just jumped away entirely. And yeah, this is obviously blown, but we will see if we can fix this up. Yeah, once again, not surprisingly, I do find the combat challenges quite a bit harder than the platforming and puzzle ones. Won't be the case for every player, I think. Certainly the hardest boss fights that we're seeing. Like the optional one that's buried pretty deep into the game if you have the DLC. The most difficult ones tend to be the ones that are just, you know, kind of pure combat proficiency. There's not really that much pattern reading or wit to it. It's just being able to execute, and sometimes there's just no shortcut around that. Yeah, that was pretty badly done. Yeah, once again, always underestimating that pattern. I think at that point, the thing is, because you're not on a timer, as long as you build up sufficient meter, the cooldown on the special attacks is essentially on your side. You don't need to worry about cooldown because you can always just stall, right? You can dodge and stall. Or some of these enemies anyway, the ones that don't crowd you too much or gang up on you. And so we should actually burn the specials maybe a bit more aggressively than I've been doing. Yeah. The thing is, you can cancel out a charge with a lot of different things. The parry, the jump. So when a charge is whiffing, we need to really just kind of admit it to ourselves and adjust accordingly. Well, I suppose we got one challenge room down today. That's progress in its own fashion. Okay. Now we don't want to burn special too aggressively, I suppose, but getting the parry center was nice. We just, once again, got too deep into the red attack there. Oh, missed. Nope. Big miss on both of those. Thing is, the ranged wave one-shots those enemies just fine, so as long as you just catch them at all, you're fine. It's just that if you're whiffing on the spawn, then you're in big trouble because they start jumping you. Okay. Once again, not going to depend too heavily on our knockdown here. But we can just basically stall, and yeah, we can actually stall him from range. That's way better as an approach. And then, same with these. Give them lots of distance, actually. That's the best way to do it, just make them run towards you. And then one-shot this guy. Good. Perfect first 4 so far. No damage. Okay, we need to find the opportunity to snipe the first of these. And then opportunity comes pretty quickly for the second of these. It's an easy wave if you plan. We're going to use the special on the poisoner. I just need to get in position to catch him. We are absolutely going to get him down quickly because I just don't want to deal with him. I could have parried that, but that's okay. Okay. We're actually still perfect so far for damage. Amazing how much better it is when you don't have to deal with the poison attacker. Now we have to deal with the upward attacks here on the spears. That's the most important ones. They will try to snipe you from down below. Do they change levels? They don't seem to. But they do try to snipe you from above and below, which... This is pure positioning. And you can just juggle slowly and pretty patiently. Yeah, as long as you don't get stabbed. Of course, if you juggle them all to the same level, then you might have some issues, but they can actually bait it into position. So you knock them up to the top level, then they're actually good, because then they're not on different levels trying to poke you while you're attacking into a different one, so... This is just pure zone control. We're actually back in full power. Oh, platforms have changed. Oh. That's a lot of enemies. Oh. This is not going well. This is not going well at all. Okay, trying to get any kind of charge down at all. No. Okay, so we got to wave 8, and then I just didn't manage to get an opportunity to open up against anybody there. But we had basically a perfect first 6. And a little bit of chip damage on wave 7, but if that's wave 8 already, I'm actually pretty confident about this, especially because we are developing good methods for certain things. Yeah, the power absolutely has to be used against the poisoner. That makes wave 6 so much easier. Yeah, but the fact that we actually stayed perfect at that point is very encouraging. And then a lot of it from that point on, well, for that big archery wave in number 8, that's mostly going to be a positioning game, just trying to find the opportunity to charge it all, canceling out whenever possible. That was a case of too much talking while we were playing a fresh attempt, and too much theory crafting while getting chopped by early enemies. But yeah, caution pays off here quite a bit. You know, this challenge, it does not hurt to be cautious. It's when there are lots of enemies on the screen, that, like in wave 8, that you start having to really move all the time and stay on your feet. But at that point, it's not actually that much of an issue. And yeah, once again, just keep a distance. Get the parry. Okay, now this is just finding the timing. And poking one. Once you poke one, it's pretty easy. This one is just baiting. Charge up. It has to go down instantly. Great. Now, as long as we manage to control this guy. Oh, that was not control. Yeah, I have to watch the vertical movement here. Nope. Taking too much damage against him. This was a bit sloppier than the last time we faced him. But we got that. Okay, once again, this one is just trying to knock them all up to top level, actually. That seemed to work really well. And then we can kind of control them all on one axis, rather than having to watch your head constantly. And we can get some shield breaks down. Oh, no. I was trying to jump down through the platform there, and we just got a bit late. This is progressing well, though. It has been a sudden burst of progression in the last few attempts. I think, once again, dumping power onto Poisoner was a major breakthrough. We'll be cautious. And we don't know who's going to be wave 10, or wave 9 rather, but it may turn out that the optimal thing to do with the archers on wave 8 is to pop them at range. Okay, that was a little bit dangerous positionally, but we managed to get it. Control the shield and parry. Nice and relaxed. Okay, this is just watching the ranged attack and finding the timing. Guys up top. Pop one. And bait this second one. And grab him as well. Come on, get in here. Could have just done a shield and parry on that one actually, but let's not get too fancy. Okay, now this guy we just need to not get hit by some of the downward spikes and the like. Nice and easy actually. Okay. Down. Then just heal all 3 shields, I think. And then we start knocking them up. And we can start controlling all of their positioning. And then they'll be totally linear up top. Oh, I stood a little too close that time. Oh, wrong way. Come on. And whiffing some of the downward entries to lower myself to lower platforms. Getting a little overeager on the control stick or something. Okay, no, the spawns are at the bottom. That's important to know, actually, because we need to control these guys right away. Yeah, That's okay. Once we get this level down, it's actually easy. Okay, last one. What is it? Poison? We obviously need to, again, use the power on the poisoner, but he spawns on the bottom right. I needed to know that in advance so we can anticipate his position, and then we snipe him first. If we snipe him first, I think we're clear. We still have to do the ranged attacker after that, but yeah, now that I've seen it, I actually think we've got a pretty good shot at doing this soon. Again, no need to get too close here. We can just continue knocking down until he decides to do the attack that we can block. And if he just stays away, then he stays away. Big deal. Same with this one. Just make sure his shield stays down. And then counter. Maybe we'll just get him first. Doesn't really matter. We know how to deal with the timing on these guys. Good thing they're pretty weak. Also, we know from experience now that a second burst in those guys. Oh, nope. Whiff, and nope. Yeah, wrong target. Now we're in trouble. Nope. Yeah, now we're in big trouble. Yeah, terrible way to lose to this, actually. Just that the beginning of Wave 6 had us standing too far to the left from the spawn point of the top right we were trying to snipe, and then the other enemy just interposed himself in such a way that blocked my super, and or special, or whatever you call it, and that alone took down the entire attempt. We'll just stay at a distance. Just make sure the shield stays down, and we're pretty solid here. Once again, if we can get the blockable attack, let me just chop him. Okay, and then one at a time. Poke. And poke. Okay. Good position. Take him instantly. Okay, and then we just try not to take too much damage to this one. Oh, missed a block. Very obvious block too, actually. Okay. Just have to remember that most things, once again, do cancel out of the charge attack. It's not very high risk. Oh, no. Bad. We wanted to camp from the lower level. And now I'm in a bit of a bad position. But okay. Yeah, you can bait an attack out of these guys individually. Pretty easy to predict, in fact, as long as you give themselves enough room to not get swiped by the spears on the side. I mean, if I'd known the charge attack was so good on the shield, I would have just used it in the last challenge room. The phase where I was just trying to get knockdowns against shielded enemies constantly. Nope. Now, interestingly enough, that a shield plus a parry there actually gets you quite a long ways, and we should maybe use some of the arrows there as well. I have to remember the spawns are at the bottom level for 8. So it does give you a pretty tremendous advantage to pick the spawn positions, and so it is that kind of combat design, I guess, where, you know, it's still blind friendly, it's not blind unfriendly, but you definitely have an advantage by not going in blind. In terms of just planning for each enemy in advance and just anticipating where the spawns will be and who you want to target first. It's just learning the level, I guess. Good. Nice and predictable. Swipe that one. Easy. Okay. Yeah, again, we save the next special that we build up for the next poisoner on wave 9 that's going to spawn on the right side. Let's not think too far ahead. Let's try to get this guy first. Again, we can just maybe keep away patiently until we actually get into a position to... Oh, no, should have just blocked that. Do need to get on the same layer here. Yeah, I haven't been able to get a word in edgewise against him just yet, but... Okay. Oh, again, let's go down for this one. Yeah, we want to start on the lower level for this phase, because that gets us into the most predictable position for knocking them all up top, where we can control them spatially a lot better. And let's see here. Again, after this one goes down, we go to the bottom level to catch the first spawns. Okay, way better. And then this kind of reduces to the problem of wave 5, I think it was? Except with a bit of a trickier jump up, that's all. Oh, Mr. Charge. I was kind of standing in a bad position there. Okay. Now we're down to half health. Once again, once we get this one, we go for the bottom right spawn. Oh, that's not bottom right. Otherwise, we get cut by poison. Yeah, poison's got to go down instantly. It's bottom right. You have to remember, it's not middle. Bottom right. We'd only seen that the one time before, so we hadn't really planned accurately for that yet. Okay, let's try again. But I do have a method. And if we can get to number 9 on full health and get in position on the bottom right for the poison spawn, then we're in good shape. Because everything up until that point has effectively been solved. Missed. Oh, that's a problem. Let's get some distance. If it's a whiff, we get some distance. I like to jump to you far too soon. Okay. This wave tends to be pretty relaxed. Oh. And once again, all about avoiding poison. Okay. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good, actually. Perfect going into number 7, which is where we want to be. Okay, sometimes I'm missing when I'm trying to drop. That's not great, but we'll sort it out. Okay, all on the top level, that's where we want to be. And again, after this is going to be bottom level for the archer spawn. Yeah, at this point, we also get one shot by the shield break. And again, bottom. Perfect so far. Okay, good. Perfect. Now, bottom right. No, whiffed. Whiffed, and he just dodged right around me. Okay, we have to get him first. No choice. And oh, there's a heal on the Asker as well. Okay. Nope. Poison. Yeah, so we actually stood too close to the bottom right because we had the enemy dodge around us on the spawn. So I actually want to go bottom middle, so we have a reasonable range to catch him. Yeah, I didn't think that he would just block, or rather dodge right around me instantly upon spawn, because we were actually standing too close that time. Okay. We can get back to pretty easily, I think. That was perfect, though, that time, up until wave 9. Oh, well, whiffed. Yeah, no, okay, that's too bad. That's worse than usual here. Yeah, okay, let's just blow the attempt. Let's just try this one again. We should not be losing there. We know how to do that cleanly. We just didn't prove it that time. Okay. Actually, after the shield break, these guys go down with a second burst pretty easily. You don't really do much beyond that. Yeah, again, let's stay at range. Just keep the shield down. Get the parry timing when we have it given to us. These ones we just have to catch on spawn. Gonna jump me? Come on, jump me. Okay, maybe not. That's okay. Not necessary. Oh, hesitate a little bit here. That's okay. Just minor adjustment. Nope. Bad timing. Okay, we've been thrown off our game a little bit here. Okay, we'll get back on track here. Just 1 bar of damage so far. That's... Okay, 2 bars of damage so far. Yeah, we got thrown off way too much. This should be an easy perfect phase. And that was not the case that time. No, yeah, the thing is, if you stand too close to him on spawn, then he does the side dodge and you get eaten alive. So we need top middle for that phase, bottom middle for number 9, otherwise we whiff. It's bad timing relative to spawn too. I mean, previously I'd gone too early and missed that way, and wasn't good either. But honestly, this feels quite manageable, this whole challenge. Just need to sort out some mistakes, but it is the kind of challenge that is not just pure execution. It is something that you can in fact figure out and develop methods for, which I always find satisfying. That's how we play action games. We just try to outsmart the mechanics when we can't press the buttons. Getting it faced the right direction that time. Okay. Okay, and then one more. Let's just bait it. Again, we haven't really been using these arrows that we've been building up either. Oh, missed. Nope, no, out of position. Okay. I have to get him, and then that was too far. That didn't even work. We're down to 1 bar, so that did not go well. Again, just out of position on the spawn here. Top level is pretty good for this guy, actually, because we don't get trapped as much, I think. Okay. Getting down quickly. I mean, we were pretty campy on this phase earlier, but we don't need to be, necessarily. Of course, safety is good when it comes to this challenge. Taking it patiently. Once again, we will be going bottom left for the first archer spawn. We really can't take any more damage at this point. And then here we just try to hit a good timing after spacing out. And then do good timing on this one. Okay. So we'll be able to kill it. Can I get him? Okay, good. We can still only take 1 point of damage, so we have to watch out for the guy on the top, because those projectiles are going to be... Oh, I was trying to deflect that. We didn't. We really needed enough safety in terms of life over there. We were knocked down to 1 life bar very early, but then we actually managed to execute quite cleanly on the poisoner at the bottom right. So that was the right idea. We just didn't have any kind of wiggle room or safety when it came to the remaining health pool. And then we just avoid the spear and we just try to knock down the caster at that point. I think that's doable. Again, as long as we control the poisoner first, we're good. Just need to play very precisely until then. Nope, that was not what I expected. But we got him. Get a little too close to the right once again that time, but are in okay shape. It's actually not where I usually start, but we'll take it. It's just that we won't be on top level right away for this phase here. We do need to get to the top level immediately after cutting this one down so we can snipe this one while he's in the knockback. Okay, as long as we don't get cut down too much here, we actually should be okay. Okay, cautiously, cautiously. And again, we go bottom at the end of this phase and the next phase after that. Okay. We'll just try to... Oh, get out. A little bit of directional imprecision there. But if we pack them all up top, then we're in much better shape. We just wind up a little out of position for getting to the bottom for archer spawn. Oh no, he's still alive. Oh, that was unfortunate. But the timing's still okay. Oh, no. Caught on the wall jump there. Nope. Yeah. Okay, we've been a little desynchronized here from what I usually like. So down to 2 bars. Could be worse. I mean... Okay, we need to plan ahead here. Bottom. Can I reach? Yes. Okay. Now. Caster versus Spear first. Yeah, it's a bit of a seeker attack. That's okay, because it means we can contain it pretty easily slow, so... But we do need to deflect every time. Oh, and he does a heal, okay. Alright, let's think about how we'll zone out there. Well, this guy's in the way now. Yeah, so we need to be aware of the heal. Okay, down to 1 enemy. We should be able to do it now. Unload. That should be it, right? Yeah, we just unloaded all the arrows at the end. Just to simplify things. That was not too bad. We figured it out quite a while ago, actually. It's just a matter of getting all the execution straight and figuring out where all the minor kinks along the way would be, but pretty satisfying at the end of it. So now we have unlocked the first of the optional expert bosses. We'll probably proceed to that next so we can, again, follow the power progression of the game in these challenge rooms. And try to get the first stone all clear. So I don't even remember this guy. This is at the very beginning of the game. Oh, and you get a costume for it. And an amulet, it seems. Oh, yes, that's right. This is from the very, very early segment of the game, like the prologue segment. And I have no idea what the expert variation is going to be, but we essentially have no powers. We don't even have to dash or the bow, so it's a pure sword fight by the looks of it. Pure dodging sword fight, dodge and parry. And yeah, once again, we have to remember, no air dodge. So let's see how it goes. Oh yes, the boar. I don't even remember the original pattern, to be honest. There's a rear kick that we need to watch out for. Like he kicks you from behind. And that's in the original form. Obviously, we're dealing with the expert form, whatever that is. Looks like we're just so accustomed to using the charge attack at this point after the previous fight. Okay, we chopped it up pretty quickly, though. Maybe we can deflect some of this. Again, get away from him before any kind of rear kick. I do remember that even in the standard form, there is some kind of rear kick. Just back out. There will be some kind of phase transition, I'm sure, as there is with most of the bosses in this game. Okay. Probably down to 50% or so. We do have one potion available. Okay. So, oh, that's... Okay, enemy spawns. Alright. That's interesting. And we have no arrows at this point, and we have no air dash. I need to remember this. I keep thinking I can air dash, and we can't. So, yeah, we need to contain the enemy spawns, and we need to do pure wall jump for defense. Okay, and just keep away. I actually have been habitually just pressing the air dash upon executing the wall jump, even though we get nothing out of it. I've just still been in the habit of doing so. And so again, pure wall jump, and then we just run towards the next wall after that. Now, in terms of containing the enemies, I mean, we just need to swipe them and keep away from the boss when the time comes. So the spawn points are pretty visible. Those. So if we stay along the wall for wall jumps. Oh, whoa, that was unexpected. Okay. Oh, and there's a rear kick. There's a rear kick we were talking about. And there's the teleport that I think might just be specific to the expert phase here. This is telling you you should really use your potion. And we did. We do have the first level 1 ability available. It's on X, incidentally. Whereas we normally are used to it being bound on Y. We need to be prepared for that. That it's solely bound on X. Get away from any kind of rear kick. Oh. No, no, no. Just got trapped on a wall. Okay. Again, it's just trying to dispense with the muscle memory from having far greater power progression later in the game. And just getting a wall jump over every time. Yeah, and then watching out for the teleport and the fact that we still don't have an air dash. Okay, no, when he teleports, yeah, we need a better answer to the teleport. When he kind of flanks me like that when I'm already in a dash. We need a much better response to that. I wonder if teleport only triggers when you're a certain distance away. So, we don't. Oh yeah, I'm still trying to do Y on the special and is getting into a lot of trouble here. I feel like we should be using the special to contain ads. Yeah, we know the teleport's coming when the telegraphs are like that, but oh, there's a rear kick. So yeah, we should definitely keep it for ads. We're going to teleport, yeah. That's fine. We just need to watch for the the teleport tell. Nope, missed a wall jump. A little indecisive there when it comes to the enemy. If we see the spawning pattern of the enemies, I mean, if one of them is aerial, that's a problem, but if they are not, then we can actually just try to snipe them upon spawn in a chain, if we're able. We should actually kind of prioritize aerial enemies for that, if we can. And then, yeah. Read the teleport queue, and we're in better shape. Come on. Oh, no. Missed a wall jump. Again, going back to super early game. Mechanical limitations. Shedding a lot of muscle memory is really a big part of the challenge here. It's one of the reasons I'm glad that I did the Mask of Darkness DLC very early in the experience. Well, got gored here. Because it does have a progression reset of its own. And we weren't bothered by that at all because I'd only seen the game in the early game at that point. Okay, we're in a mess here because it's double flyer, which we hadn't previously dealt with. And again, no air dash. Life without the air dash is pretty difficult here. We're down to a sliver of health almost, but next time we... Oh, too late. I was about to say, next time we see a spawn wave, we needed to use the special, which once again is on X, not on Y. I need to not whiff that. Yeah, because of course when you're doing these challenge rooms, the powers are all presets that they differ rather radically from what I had set up for myself in the main game. And these kinds of things can throw you off. Okay, let's just go with this in case we can actually catch anything. No, well, we caught the boss, I guess. Knocked down quite a bit of life back. Yeah, dodged a rear kick as well, which is good, considering the pain that can be. Okay. Got out of there. Watch for the teleport. And whoa. We have potions still. We're actually in very good shape health-wise. Oh. How aggressive do we want to go here? Pretty aggressive because we got him. And that is the first stone of challenges down. Pretty quickly, in fact. Rush's quiver. Refills the quiver over time up to 5 arrows. We don't tend to be that range dependent, so it'll be okay. Homa. Let's take a look at it. I rather like what I have here as the Mask of Darkness costume, the Regen costume, but we might as well see what choices were here. So what is this one? Oh, okay, it's just the fiery tattoo pattern on the basic skin. Yeah, I rather like the fuller costumes. We'd been spending almost the entire game either as Rogue Prince or as Shadows, and that's right. And where was that new amulet that we just collected? I just wanted to see the cost once again. It's this one here. It's actually only 1. Yeah. In case we would have swapped it out sometime. But anyway, let's see how we're doing for other challenge stones since we actually I've not been here for too long. I suppose we should continue with combat. This is when you've unlocked both the air dash and the teleport. Defeat enemies by using the environment. Oh, okay, that's going to be traps. And I guess you would have to kill them with traps. Reference for parrying. Parry to break enemy barriers and defeat them, as long as we catch the timings. I guess unlimited arrows. That's interesting. Wonder why that would be. Let's see what else is available. I think it's just. Oh, they're also back to having double jump. That's nice. Yeah, this is with. Is that the stomp or? Yeah, get good at juggling. Oh, aerial combos. Okay, because I guess if you don't do something to juggle, you don't get a shield break. Reach the summit without falling. Yeah, let's just continue with the standard progression perhaps and see how we do as sharp as a trap. So I guess we have to knock them into traps. And we'll see how we do. And as I'm not under time pressure, as long as I'm not under time pressure, we can actually think our way through the fight. So, oh. So we have to just get a knockback here then. Okay, that's how you do it. Still wave 1 though. Yeah, we actually just need to make sure we parry the attacks, of course, and then just send them flying. Yeah, so this is entirely just a challenge in moving the enemies. Very nice. Okay. Actually very satisfying. Oh, that was not good. And yeah, instant kill if you fall into the trap yourself, so you do need to be cautious about that. But this is entirely just an enemy repositioning challenge. So we don't need to worry about damage, really. We just need to spread them out and avoid anything incoming. Okay. Kick her forward. I can see why you want to use the shade, actually. Because then you can go off the platform and edge guard, as the Smash players call it, and still make it out alive. Okay. Yeah, because as long as you create a recovery position, you can get out of trouble. Smash that guy. And then you've reduced the problem to wave 2. Taking a little too much incoming damage, of course, but... But if you just block the incoming, then you can even spike them down. Yeah, spike down is actually way better. That. Okay. Oh yeah, these are the ones that roll traps at you. That's fine. I'm actually full health here. Oh, that's because I burned a potion. These ones you just toss up and you try not to jump up. So I'm going to switch in the middle here too. Oh, it's for expanding traps, I bet. Poison. Our least favorite. Then he got chopped, and then we got chopped. Okay. Not good. Oh, we stepped on something, didn't we? That's okay. This is actually very satisfying. It's just all positioning. Nope, missed. Yeah, we need to not get flanked so badly here. And just project back like that. Nope, missed. Yeah, with these ones we have to dunk on the side once we push them over. Yeah. This guy just need to knock over the edge. Yeah, some of them just repositioning. Okay, yeah, because they toss spikes at you, and so you do need to block them as necessary. See, I haven't faced some of these enemies in so long. Nope. Yeah, these ones you just poke from the bottom, that's easy. Okay, this you actually need to dodge. Nope. Poisoner, come on. Send them down quickly. These you just need to... Oh. Catch the timing and knock them out. Okay. 7 out of 9. Yeah, this is... Well, we need to actually dodge. Again, no double jump yet. We need to remember that with this challenge. Go and slap. And then over. Nope. I can't afford to miss that much. Nope. Accidentally slapped right through it. Whoops. Yeah, I was trying to spike it and just straight up missed. Okay. Alright, here we go. Nope. Yeah, once again, I was trying to wait for the projectiles and get that block timing, and we just wound up getting knocked down. Anyway, best one yet was wave 7, I think. Which is pretty reasonable. See, the more traversal powers you get, the smoother the game feels, so... It'll be interesting to see what the tuning of the later combat challenges is like. Because in some ways I feel like having more options will make later encounters feel easier, even if they're tuned harder. But we could be wrong. bump them this way. And then just get a stun here. Was that not far enough? Oh no, missed the warp. Yeah, spiking him down is best, but we can't always get in position for it, so. Yeah, okay, it's room change, it's not just a positional change in the map. You do need to set a new warp if you transition to room 2, or wave 2 rather. Yeah, I'd rather spike these down, but again, it's a bit risky. Come on, just way out of position. Come on. There we go. Much better. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oop. Nope. Sniped by too much stuff here. No, too many ranged attackers just putting me apart here. These ones just need a tap, too. Yeah, dodge the first wave of that one, and that's not too bad. Oh, nope. Chopped. Okay. Wave 7. Well, I mean, we got cut at the same time, I guess. That is a little dependent on using the warp, I think. We just let the enemy get chopped, and then we can. And we just worry about the dodge at that point. It's instant traps or instant kill. Okay, let's try to get in position here. Then, oh, spike, good. Okay. Whoop. Trying to spike it down, we missed. Also, we didn't ourselves take a massive dive. Okay. Nope. Missed a dodge. That was too bad. Let's heal up. Then just take the left side if we can. The archers do hit you quite aggressively from off screen, actually. In some combat challenges, they're pretty generous about not doing that, but definitely it's standard in the game that they will snipe you from pretty far sometimes. Wow, got shot by everything. Absolutely everything. Okay. Yeah, these have been a solid set of challenges, actually. I was initially thinking it reminded me of the various challenge rooms in the Bayonetta series, but then I think the more accurate 2D analog would be something like 36 Chambers and Beautiful Joe 2. And I've been thinking all along in this game that the combat compares much more favorably to something like Beautiful Joe than much else that I can remember. Whoop, nope. I missed a warp. That was a dive. That's too bad. It was actually a fairly good attempt up to that point. Set up the warp and everything, didn't we? It just didn't do the recovery very promptly. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, this attempt fell apart. This is the first wave. What are we doing here? Yeah, you know what? Let's just take a dive and just redo it. That didn't go well at all. Lost our groove that early. Okay, just reposition so we can actually project this way off. Again, we need to have our finger ready on the emergency trigger sometimes. Good. Yeah, getting flanked on this wave has been a bit of a problem for me. Yeah, no. That was a problem. Because we're getting sniped by the aerial enemy while trying to take care of the spear underground and project him quickly enough. And I haven't found a really clean method for Wave 3 just yet. A lot of this is all just about finding methods. Okay. Nope. Way too much damage on that one. Maybe I should actually do a charge attack into this one and try to get a push. Yeah, actually the charge into push works really well against that. We should charge into the wave respawn. And then not do that. Yeah, we have enough time to charge an attack in the wave respawn and just get an immediate knockdown. Okay, down. Nope. Just trying to get into a better position here for Spike, but nope. That was a huge whiff. That's okay, it was going a bit sloppy anyway. Yeah. Okay. Okay, position there. Nope, missed a spike. And then we took way too much damage once again. And just missed. Okay, up we go. Getting a sweep from this one is not the worst thing that can happen, but we've been out of position for the follow-up. Also, we haven't really found a good use for the special powers yet. It occurs to me that there is the ranged archery power, whatever that is, on 2. We never really used it. Oh yeah, that's one we get off Menelaus, I think. Barely used it because we just haven't changed up powers very much over the course of this game, so mechanically there are some things that are, even in late game, still relatively unknown to me. Because we had a pretty set favorite pair of powers very early on and just decided to stick with it. Oh. Come on. I haven't been able to get a word in edgewise here yet. Well, at least that builds up power. That's important. Actually, maybe you can use the powers to do a push even if you're not doing damage with them. Oh, missed. In fact, it makes me think. Get a push off of it. Yes, you can. So you can, in fact, use that way. And that might be wise. And of course, you can just stall the cooldown because there's no timer per wave. Nope, missed. Yeah, so we should start actually using the specials properly for a segment. Oh, missed. I'm gonna dodge around it. Okay, set the warp. No, let's not stall for too long here this time. Okay, just slightly over if we can. Can we get a spike? Nope, not quite. Spike. There we go. Again, we'll just do this instead. Just get rid of him nice and early. Maybe not the most cost-efficient way to do it, but... Nope, once again, missed. Too far to the left. That's a real Smash Brothers moment right there, spiking right down after a whiff. SD. Okay. Yeah, let's just do it on the side like that. It's much less risky that way. Because again, we'll just burn one bar. Might as well. And yeah, if you use the deflection, you can build that power really quickly, and then that might be helpful in its own right. Oh. A little bit of damage here, but... Yeah, using the charge upon spawn, which we learned from the other challenge, is actually pretty helpful. Still on the first potion, as long as we don't take any instant kill deaths here. Oh. Poisoner, once again, being the biggest nuisance in the game. Nope, missed it. Okay, got him. Oh. Okay. Nope. Zoning me out from off screen. That's really not very polite. I'll wait for him to spend his attack first and then go for it. No, not quite. Let's wait for the next attack. Then. Okay. This is just pure dodging, actually. Yeah, we just dodge. We don't actually need to fight here. Oh, no. Yeah, I needed to walk that a little further to the left, but that's a pure dodging phase. The obstacles will take care of the rest. Just ignore the enemies and don't get hit. And that's number 7, right? Yeah, so we're actually reasonably close to doing this. Whatever the final ways may be. Oh no, missed. Just a little to the right. Yeah, if I'm doing a risky spike like that, I should prepare to warp out. I should have my finger on the trigger just in case. Kick you out, and then... Better just knock them out to the side, actually. These harpies will have you. Okay, good. That's relatively instant. Okay. Okay. Let's charge up here so we can take one out instantly and take 2. Oh, no. I was trying to... That's my position there. That didn't quite go. Okay. Now we need to catch the other ones up the top. That's fine. We just need to make sure we swipe up. There we go. Okay, now this is the pure dodging phase. Oh, as long as we don't get hit by things. No. Okay, that's fine. Oh, we do need to parry from time to time. And then let everything else be dealt with. There we go. Oh, grenades. No, not good. Yeah, just a little too much going on there that we were seeing for the first time. Yeah, we do need to parry through the various attacks there and just play defensively. And otherwise, just let the stage take care of itself. Keep going down. Oh, no, missed. What a whip. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's instant. You know what? Let's just cut him if we whip. We'll build up more meter soon enough if we don't whip every block. Oh, no. That was bad. Terrible, actually. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Could have been worse. Oh, I'm knocking both into this position. That was unusual, but we got it. Good so far. Got him instantly. Very good. Given how much of a nuisance those are. As long as we don't hit something for an instant kill here on a trap, this is actually the best we've done. Oh. Okay. Let's not get too fancy. That's getting fancy. That's not a good position, actually. It's not far enough to do what we needed to do. Oh. Yeah, the grenades I have to figure out a solution for. That was the limit of our progression last time as well. Okay, that's done. Oh. Okay. Good. Clean that time. I never figured out what that switch in the middle is, actually. We just never pressed it. Probably just raises the spikes on the outside. Brings them in. Oh, wrong. Just thinking of a different wave here. Wave 6 that we have to deal with the poison nightmare as usual. Oh, wrong button. I was trying to warp. Okay. Take that out. Okay. Just follow it over. Okay. Fine, same idea. Contain. First one, we could spike it, but I decided not to risk it anymore. Okay. Fire me. Try it. then this one as well. Oh, I actually thought I was going to dodge that. They're just deflected, just in case. Is it going to get chopped ever? No, it's just going to miss every time. Okay, that's fine. It eventually got chopped. That's diced. Dismembered. I say chopped far too much in relation to this game specifically. I don't even know why. Probably because of all the swords. Whoop. No. Ah, wrong way. Wrong way on a dodge. Too bad. We should once again have the emergency warp ready to go because we've been a little slow on the uptake when it's necessary. Even though I've been doing the setup every time. Making sure it's available. Okay. Come on down. I'd actually spike it down immediately in that position, but I'd rather not risk it. Okay, oh, no. Bad decision. Okay. Oh, I was going to block it. I didn't expect the deflection there. Oh, no. Getting cut by too many things here. Get rid of this one immediately. That's really imperative. Oh. Wait. Get the upswing there. Too much going on. Okay. Too much health lost already. Now, as soon as you dispatch these, you don't need to worry about the swinging obstacles on either side because they do go away instantly. Yeah. Once again, yeah, we're trying to manage to parry and to dodge at the same time. Not a good idea. We do, in fact, need to get some of those projectiles under control so we don't get chipped for too much health. That usually pushes it far enough. Good positioning there. Oh, let's not get adventurous with the spiking here. The important thing is you got it at a good elevation. Oh, no. Trying to drop through the platform. I've been whipping a lot of those today, for some reason. Just not pointing at the correct diagonal for the down input, I guess. Already burnt one potion, which is not good. Nope, these guys poisoning me for several bars as always. Come on, fire me, I dare you. Okay, for this phase here. There will come a point when we do, in fact, need to contain some of what we're seeing. Nope. Why don't we just, yeah, snipe him from afar. Just contain this. Also, arrows are a really good idea here, I just realized. couldn't see my position. Too much going on. But yeah, actually, against aerial enemies, we should be containing them with at least a few arrows, since the replenishment is pretty generous up to that point. We haven't been using any. Missed. You know what? Oh, we didn't even build enough meter in this round. That's why everything was just not working. Come on. Come closer. We should just spike it in that kind of position, but again, pretty risky. Sometimes if you are unsure of your footing. Just trying to drive it over. There we go, spike. Oh, wow. Okay, good dodging there for once. Okay, one potion down, but other than that, we're not in the worst shape we could be in. That was instantly nullified. Try not to get way out of position this time. Whoop. Okay, too many problems here. Let's just stabilize. Okay. Poison Dart just doing his thing again. For entirely too many bars. We were perfect up to that point too. Okay. Nope. Oh, that was a close call. Oh, missed a dodge. Nope. Nope. And yeah, we warped too early there. Everything in the pattern just got thrown off a bit. I was trying to potion up. I was trying to juggle too many tasks. Okay. Sweet. Let's not get too adventurous with the spiking. Nope. I was trying to warp back. We just missed. Or rather, hit the input a smidgen too late. Okay, swipe. Nope, missed. At least at a little bit too early. If it's too late, then you also don't get much done, but too early, and that's what happens. Come on, let's try to get a juggle. Okay. Good. Yeah, and then if you are late, then he jumps. Which is not great either. Okay. That builds up lots of energy at least, which is maybe for later purposes. Okay. Archer's next. Poison next. Okay. Actually, perfect up to his face. Then, after that is the when it's all about actually dodging the obstacles, which... Oh, too close. Whoa, much too close. I'll watch my position pretty accurately here. Oh. Except a chase. Wave 8, first time I've seen it. You know what? Whoop. Okay. Oh, this is the mirror fight. Is that it? That's it. Not bad at all. I just needed to not get launched into the spikes on that fight. And that was not actually that threatening. Yeah, we should have actually lined up the double poison wave in wave 8 for the arrow shot, but we didn't really have the presence of mind to work on it at the time, so I was just trying to contain the problem. But we didn't even wind up using the potion that time, we just cleared it straight up. Yeah, the dodge phase, you get so many arrows in return that once you spam arrows, then the rest of it is just warping and dropping the warp point constantly to have it always available. Okay, that worked out pretty well. Now, do we want to continue? I was thinking that we might run comparatively shorter streams just to do these a chunk at a time. But we can at least take a look, I suppose. 6 waves, unlimited arrows, and... Alright, like crazy. And we have to use the warp, potentially, so... Let's take a look. We might save this for next time instead, and just run a short broadcast today, but... Oh. What? Yeah, okay, then we break. Okay, I'm taking a lot of damage already, of course, but... just wave 1 still. Nope. Let's heal up. Just wait for the attack. Just still wave 1. I've already burnt 1 potion. Not good news. Of course, the poisoner is the one I'm most worried about, as usual. Oh, missed. Yeah, this can be learned though. It's just learning patterns. And these can just be strength reflected. We're on wave 2 now, technically. Okay. We'll see how manageable it is. A lot of it is just hitting the timings. I mean, all of it is just hitting the timings. Nope, that was not hitting the timings. Nope, missing all the timings. Also, let's just drop this in case we hit it. There's gotta be a reason we're given that. Yeah, no. We just always have trouble with this time, but yeah, a lot of it is just facing direction as well. And oh, wrong direction. I said facing direction. Nope, missed it. Missed it. Yeah, these ones you do it, in fact, need to follow up. Nope. Slow on the uptake every time. Nope. Didn't even make it past the first enemy. Okay. Yeah, a lot of it is just pure pattern reading, timing reading. Maybe stand back a little bit on him. And then try to go for the direct counter. It's a lot better, actually. Just bait that attack instead once you get the opportunity. Won't be able to do that in the busier rooms, I suppose, but until that point. Oh, no. Trying to wash too much here. These those go down really quickly once you do the shield. We actually have infinite arrows. I keep forgetting. We do in fact have infinite arrows. So once we break the shield, we can spam arrows. Okay, yeah, no, why don't we actually use that for a change? No. Too much going on. Nope, missed it. Okay, yeah, contain with infinite arrows if range is an issue, so we don't need to chase. These guys do cut pretty hard. Oh, the wrong one. Auto aim failed us that time. this is on wave 2 now. This is where wave 2 begins with the changing platform. Okay, cleaner. We're in a cage, okay. I feel like we'll want... Oh yeah, we just need to collect everything. Yeah, and we need to make sure the facing direction is correct every time. So that's wave 3 in that room. Nope, missed it. Missed the obvious one. Nope. Yeah, we can get the yellow flash parry on this one is best. I don't read those very well. Okay, it was cleaner than usual. Oh, wow. Wrong way. No. Getting zoned out a little bit here. Okay, we'll just chase him down here. Nope, nope, nope. Didn't even get a chance to potion. Yeah, too bad we lost half our health first before managing to land that. Simple enough. Oh, missed it. Nope, everything's just missing. Nope, missing every single one. Yeah, this is not going well. Let's... Didn't even get the shield down in time. Rather follow up on getting the shield down. Yeah, this attempt is obviously not going anywhere, but might as well practice the timings. Nope, missed it. Good practice room for this sort of thing, though. Okay. Can't tell all the birds apart sometimes. Yeah, just get off the ground as opposed to kill those. Okay, that's a clear tell. introduced a problem and take those out first. Yeah, a lot of this is just learning the individual rooms and what the relevant patterns are. Whoop. Nope. Nope. It's kind of a double attack. If you whiff on the first block, that is, which you shouldn't in the first place. Yeah, they always do that follow-up poison darts. You'd think we'd be used to that pattern by now. But alas, we are not. Not too many more attempts on this today, I think. We'll maybe push through it with a fresh start in another stream. We usually run these sessions 4 or 5 hours or more, but we'll just go a bit shorter today and try to get the streams back on a higher frequency again. It's been a good session, though. Like I said, very reminiscent of the 36 chambers in Beautiful Joe 2. Specifically, out of all the challenge rooms we can think of, and so many different video games. In some ways, that's still a pretty good reference point. These are very lengthy and substantial challenge rooms, too. And yet they still manage to have that singular mechanical focus that is kind of the hallmark of the action game challenge room. Just over a marathon stretch sometimes. Very satisfying. Come on, just hit by everything here. Find a jump here pretty difficult to spawn. Yeah, we're out of position, just use the arrows. We aren't taking nearly enough advantage of the unlimited ammunition. Around which these encounters were designed. Didn't really keep track of who I was or wasn't blocking there. Oh yeah, and we had a shield to interrupt our side dash as well, which, once again, it's a mechanic that we were very introduced to very early, rather. And it's still difficult to get used to sometimes, because there's so many other video games where roll dodge solves everything. And so you actually have to watch where you're going with the dodge roll in this game. It can take some getting used to. Okay. Alright, that was cleaner than usual, slightly. Oh, missed it. Let's try to bait one at a time if we can. Yeah, we can't rely on range when there are so many targets, because as absolutely solid as the auto aim is in the rest of the game here, you can't depend too much on it. Just because of the shielding mechanic getting in the way of everything. Okay. Already expended the first potion though, so no time to get complacent and yet once again those just cut you to pieces. Anyway, that was just a bit of a sampler in that room. We weren't really keen on making a serious attempt on it today. I think what we'll do, because I want to leave time for the remote boss anyway, is we'll maybe save this for next time so we can really push at it for as long as we need. I mean, it would have been nice to, you know, finish up this section and have a very well-defined endpoint today, but in the interest of some variety, perhaps it makes sense to just add and potentially leave time to dovetail back into some platforming challenges, which we tend to fare quite a bit better in. Oh, interesting. No dash. Momentum in the air is key. Yeah. And yeah, the kind of puzzle platforming ones have predictably been some of the most satisfying so far as well. So, anyway, we did get this one done today, which is nice. There's still a lot left in the game for us to do. Even though we are technically at the doorstep of seems to be the eventual ending. Even though we are at about 90% right now, I actually don't think we'll be doing the full 100% sweep on stream. Which kind of reminds me of the situation with Ori and the Will of the Wisps as well when we streamed it several years ago. Usually I try to do games in this genre to 100% as much as I can, but of course the endgame sweeps sometimes can be pretty laborious to watch if you're just poking around in every corner of the map. There are definitely some puzzles that we haven't solved yet as well, some room puzzles that we've talked about quite a bit previously, and which might just require us to capture the correct object somewhere in order to move it into place. And so we continue to refuse to look anything up, of course, and so some things might just remain unsolved until we want to get back to them. So for the time being, I think I'm pretty happy with having finished some comparatively demanding combat challenges today and just getting ourselves out of that zone of dealing with a very, very minimal set of powers. We'll eventually work our way back to the full moveset with the grapple and the chakram warp and everything else, which I'm sure is going to be fun when we see the challenges that are also designed around them. For a moment, though, I think we're going to pop to save here. And yeah, we'll hopefully be back with greater frequency to wrap up this game as soon as we can. Challenges included, of course. Even if we aren't doing the full sweep of the map necessarily. This has been a phenomenal experience, but one that we have also stretched out way too thin compared to how I usually like to play. We typically like to have a bit more of a focused, singular effort. So everything, especially our memory of the mechanics and of the map, is still fresh. Not the case here with Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, where we've taken far too long. But what can I say? We've been enjoying it. So that will be all for today's broadcast. Thank you very much for watching, be it live or on the eventual VOD. As we've been saying, the recordings all migrated from Twitch to YouTube, since Twitch is imminently greatly restricting the archival abilities available to streamers which is why we took so much time off to begin with, just to make sure we had room and that everything was properly backed up. So it is all on the YouTube channel, which, if you're watching on a delay, you're watching right now. And we'll be back for more of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown pretty much as soon as we can in the coming days. Thanks very much for watching. And until we continue with some of the challenges that we've been seeing, as always, have a wonderful time with everything you may be playing or watching or otherwise contemplating. And, as always, fare thee well.